There is a feeling you have carried for a long time that you have never quite been able to explain to anyone else. It is not sadness exactly. It is not confusion exactly. It lives somewhere between those two things, and somewhere beyond them, both. It is the feeling of standing in a room full of people who are all speaking the same language and realizing, somewhere deep in your chest, that the language they are speaking is not yours. You learned to speak it. You became fluent in it. You can translate yourself into it so smoothly that most people never notice the effort. But it costs you something every single time. And you have been paying that cost for so long that you forgot it was a cost at all. You thought it was just life. Here is what I want to show you today. That feeling, that particular quality of exhaustion, that specific texture of not quite fitting, that persistent sense that something is trying to reach you from just beyond the frequency range of your current life. That is not a problem. That is not evidence of something broken in you. That is your energy field sending you a signal. And today, I am going to show you exactly what that signal is, where it comes from, what it has been broadcasting without your conscious awareness, and what becomes possible the moment you stop translating yourself and start transmitting. Right now, in this moment, your aura is doing something extraordinary. The electromagnetic field generated by your heart is extending several feet beyond the boundary of your physical body in every direction. It is not waiting for your permission. It is not requiring your belief. It is not dependent on whether you understand it or even know it exists. It is radiating. It has been radiating since before you were born, and it is carrying information, precise, measurable, quantum-level information about who you actually are, not who you have been performing, not who you have been translating yourself into for the comfort of others, who you actually are, the full spectrum version, the uncompressed signal. And here is what makes today different from every day before it. Today, you are going to become conscious of that signal. And a conscious broadcast is not just slightly more powerful than an unconscious one. It is not twice as powerful or 10 times as powerful. A conscious broadcast is operating in an entirely different category of reality creation than an unconscious one, because when you know what you are radiating, you can choose it. When you can choose it, you can amplify it. When you can amplify it, the quantum field, which has been reading your signal all along and assembling reality around it, begins responding to the version of you that has always been there, but has never been fully transmitted. the right people start appearing. The resistance softens. Doors open without force. That is not coincidence. That is not luck. That is your energy field finally transmitting at the frequency it was always meant to reach. And I am going to show you, in precise and luminous detail, exactly how that works. Let us begin with what your aura actually is. Not the soft watercolor paintings you may have seen. Not the vague spiritual concept that gets dismissed in polite company. Not the thing you have to believe in before it becomes real. Your aura is a measurable electromagnetic field. It is generated primarily by your heart, which produces the largest electromagnetic field of any organ in your body, approximately 60 times greater in amplitude than the electrical activity of your brain. The HeartMath Institute has spent decades measuring this field with scientific precision, and what they have found is not subtle. Your heart's electromagnetic field extends in a torus shape, a donut-shaped field that radiates outward from your chest, loops around your body, and returns to complete the circuit, reaching several feet beyond your physical form in every direction. This is not poetry. This is measurable physics. And this field carries information. Encoded within the electromagnetic signal your heart broadcasts are the patterns of your emotional states, your nervous system's current level of coherence or incoherence, the dominant frequencies of your thoughts and beliefs, and something that researchers describe as the quality of your inner state, which is another way of saying the frequency of who you actually are beneath all the performance. Other people's nervous systems read this field, not consciously in most cases, not with their thinking minds, but their bodies receive your electromagnetic broadcast and respond to it before a single word is spoken. This is why you can walk into a room and feel someone's energy before you make eye contact. This is why certain people make you feel calm and expanded the moment they arrive, while others make you feel contracted and depleted before they have said anything at all. You are not imagining this. You are reading electromagnetic fields. You are doing it constantly, automatically, with a precision that your conscious mind cannot replicate. And here is the part that changes everything. Other people are reading yours. Right now, at every moment, your electromagnetic field is broadcasting your actual frequency to every person, situation, and possibility within its range. The quantum field, which we will explore in depth in a moment, is reading your signal and organizing reality around it. What reaches you and what cannot reach you is being determined, in large part, by what your aura is currently broadcasting. Most people have no idea what they are broadcasting. They are radiating unconsciously, transmitting the accumulated patterns of old fears and inherited beliefs and unexamined conditioning without ever choosing any of it. And they wonder why the same kinds of situations keep finding them. They wonder why certain opportunities always seem to arrive for other people. They wonder why, despite everything they are trying to do and think and manifest, the reality around them keeps assembling itself in ways that feel misaligned with who they know themselves to be at their core. The answer is almost always the same. There is a gap between who you know yourself to be and what your field is currently broadcasting. And closing that gap, not by forcing your field into a new shape, but by removing what has been dimming it, is the most powerful act of conscious creation available to you. You have been glowing this whole time. Now you get to see it. If this transmission is already activating something in your field, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe so we can keep exploring this frequency together. Now let us go deeper. Let me show you something about the quantum mechanics of your personal field, because this is where the science becomes genuinely extraordinary, and where the concept of being chosen, of operating on a different frequency than the people around you, stops being mystical and starts being precise. Quantum field theory describes reality not as a collection of solid objects, but as a field of infinite possibilities. A quantum field in which particles and events do not have fixed, predetermined states, but exist as probability waves until they interact with an observer or a measuring system. What determines which possibilities collapse into actual experience? Frequency. Resonance, the quality of the signal that the observer is broadcasting into the field. Your aura is that signal. Your heart's electromagnetic field, coherent or incoherent, expanded or contracted, broadcasting fear or broadcasting love, is the measuring instrument that the quantum field reads. And the quantum field responds not to what you want, or what you think you deserve, or what you are working hard toward. It responds to what you are radiating. It assembles reality around your actual frequency, not your desired frequency, not your stated frequency, not the frequency you are performing for others, your actual frequency, the one your aura is broadcasting right now. This is why intention alone is not enough. This is why positive thinking that sits on top of a field broadcasting fear does not produce the results it promises. This is why you can say all the right words and take all the right actions and still feel like you are pushing against an invisible wall, because the quantum field is not reading your words or your actions. It is reading your field. And if your field is broadcasting a signal that says, at its deepest layer, that you are not safe, that you do not belong, that the things you want are for other people, then no amount of surface-level effort will override that broadcast. But here is the extraordinary thing. The moment your field becomes coherent, the moment the signal you are broadcasting aligns with your actual nature, your deepest truth, the frequency of who you are without the translation and the performance and the compression, the quantum field responds immediately. Not eventually, not after you have proven yourself. Immediately, because it was never waiting for you to become worthy. It was waiting for you to become clear. Now let us talk about what it actually means to operate on a different frequency. Because the source material for today's transmission uses a phrase, chosen one, that I want to be precise about, because the ego's interpretation of that phrase will destroy its actual meaning if you let it. Being chosen does not mean being superior. It does not mean being better than the people around you, or more spiritually advanced, or more deserving of good things. The moment you let it mean that, you have lost the thread entirely. What it actually means at the quantum level is this: your field is tuned to receive and transmit frequencies that fall outside the range most people are operating in, not higher in a hierarchical sense, different in a functional sense. The way a radio receiver built to pick up shortwave transmissions is not better than one built for FM. It is calibrated for a different range of signals. And if you put it in an environment where everyone is listening to FM and you keep receiving shortwave, you are not malfunctioning. You are not broken. You are not too sensitive or too intense or too much. You are simply operating on a different part of the spectrum. And here is what happens when a shortwave receiver spends years in an FM-only environment. It starts to wonder if it is broken. It tries to retune itself to the standard frequencies. It spends enormous energy trying to receive what everyone else seems to receive so easily. It picks up static where others pick up clear signal and interprets that static as evidence of its own deficiency. It learns to pretend it is receiving the standard stations. It translates its actual reception into FM language so that it can participate in the conversations around it. And it becomes so exhausted by the effort of this translation that it has almost no energy left for what it is actually built to do. Does this sound familiar? Your childhood probably felt alien in ways you could not articulate. You understood things too quickly or cared about things too deeply. You asked questions that made adults uncomfortable. You saw through social games that everyone else seemed to take completely seriously. And the people around you responded to this in predictable ways. They told you to stop being so sensitive, to be more realistic, to come back down to earth, to stop overthinking, to just be normal. What they were really saying, and I want you to hear this clearly, was, please stop reminding us that there is something beyond what we have agreed to see. Because your field was broadcasting at a frequency that destabilized the comfortable consensus reality around you. Not because you were doing anything wrong, simply because your natural signal was different enough from the dominant frequency to create interference. And interference is uncomfortable. And people generally respond to discomfort by asking the source of it to please be quieter. So you got quieter. You learned to compress your signal, to broadcast at a lower amplitude, to keep the full spectrum version of yourself contained within the boundaries of what the people around you could tolerate. And you became very, very good at it. So good that eventually you could barely hear your own full frequency signal beneath all the compression. You started to wonder if the full spectrum version of you was even real, or if it had just been a kind of grandiosity, a self-flattering story you had been telling yourself. It was real. It is real. And your field has been trying to tell you this for years. Here is what your aura has actually been doing during all of this. Even when you were compressing your signal, consciously, your electromagnetic field was still broadcasting your actual frequency at the quantum level. The heart does not lie. The electromagnetic field generated by your heart carries the truth of your inner state, regardless of what you are performing on the surface. Which means that even during the years when you were most fluent in the language of fitting in, your field was still radiating something different, something that certain people could feel even if they could not name it, something that drew particular kinds of people toward you and made others inexplicably uncomfortable. You have probably noticed this. The people who are drawn to you are often not the ones who are most impressed by your performance. They are drawn to something beneath the performance, something they felt before you said anything particularly particularly interesting. Something that made them want to know you at a level that had nothing to do with your credentials, or your accomplishments, or your social fluency. They were reading your field. And your field, even compressed, even dimmed, was broadcasting something they recognized as real. At the same time, certain people who are deeply invested in the consensus reality, in the comfortable agreement that the surface level is all there is, have found you unsettling in ways they could not explain. Not because you did anything to them, simply because your field, even at reduced amplitude, was broadcasting a frequency that their systems registered as destabilizing, as too much, as requiring them to feel something they were not ready to feel. This is not a flaw in you. This is your electromagnetic signature doing exactly what it is designed to do. Your aura is selective. It is supposed to be selective. A coherent electromagnetic field naturally resonates with fields of similar frequency and creates interference patterns with fields of incompatible frequency. This is not rejection. This is physics, and the fact that certain people have always found you too much, too intense, too deep, too different. That is not evidence that something is wrong with you. That is evidence that your field has been coherent enough, even in its compressed state, to create the natural resonance and interference patterns of a genuine signal. Imagine what happens when you stop compressing it. I want to pause here and ask you something. Have you ever felt your own aura shift? A moment when you walked into a room and something in the energy changed? When someone responded to your presence before you said a word? When you felt your own light turn up as if a dimmer switch had been moved? Share that moment in the comments. I read everyone, and your experience is part of the collective field we are building here. Let me take you into the quantum mechanics of this more deeply, because there is a layer of this that most people never learn about their own energy field, and it changes everything about how you understand what is happening in your life right now. Quantum entanglement, one of the most verified and most mysterious phenomena in physics, describes the way that particles which have interacted become permanently connected across any distance, such that what happens to one is instantaneously reflected in the other, regardless of the space between them. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance, and he was not comfortable with it. But it is real. It is one of the most experimentally verified facts in all of physics. Now, consider this. Your heart's electromagnetic field has been interacting with the fields of every person, place and situation you have encountered throughout your life. At the quantum level, these interactions create entanglements, resonances, connections that persist across time and space. And the frequency of your field, what it is broadcasting right now, is what determines which of these entanglements activate, which possibilities they draw toward you, which doors they open, and which they keep closed. When your field shifts, when its coherence increases, when its frequency rises, when the signal it broadcasts begins to match your actual nature rather than your compressed performance, the entanglements that were waiting for that frequency begin to activate. The people who are tuned to your real signal start appearing. The opportunities that were always quantum possible, but could not collapse into your reality because your field was not broadcasting the right frequency, begin to manifest. The resistance softens because the field you are broadcasting is no longer creating interference with your own desired reality. This is why the shift, when it comes, often feels sudden, like things are moving fast, like the right people are appearing out of nowhere, like doors that were sealed are opening without effort. It is not that these things were not available before. It is that your field is now broadcasting the frequency that allows them to reach you. The quantum entanglements that were always there are now activating because your signal has become clear enough to call them forward. Your aura knows. Your light is on. It has always been on. And now, let me show you something about what your field is currently doing. Because there is a very specific pattern that happens in the energy field of someone who has been operating at a different frequency in an environment that could not match it. And recognizing this pattern is the beginning of everything. What happens to an electromagnetic field under sustained pressure to compress itself is not simply that it gets quieter. The field does not just reduce its amplitude and continue broadcasting the same signal at lower volume. It develops interference patterns within itself. The signal becomes incoherent, not because the source frequency has changed, but because the compression creates standing waves of conflict between the authentic signal and the suppression of it. Think of it this way. Imagine a tuning fork that has been struck and is vibrating at its natural resonant frequency. Now imagine someone pressing their hand against it, not hard enough to stop the vibration entirely, but firmly enough to dampen it. What happens is not simply a quieter version of the same pure tone. the vibration becomes disrupted. The clean frequency develops overtones and interference patterns. The sound becomes muddied, not because the tuning fork has forgotten its natural frequency, but because the suppression of it has introduced incoherence. This is what years of compressing your signal does to your electromagnetic field. It does not erase your authentic frequency. It cannot. Your heart knows its own resonance, but it introduces layers of incoherence, patterns of conflict between what you are and what you have been performing, that muddy the broadcast. And a muddied broadcast is what creates the experience of pushing against invisible walls, of wanting one thing and attracting another, of feeling like your desires and your reality are perpetually misaligned. The solution is not to try harder to broadcast the right signal. The solution is to remove the compression. And this is where the concept of being chosen, of being someone who operates on a different frequency, becomes not a spiritual identity, but a practical instruction. Because the compression that is creating incoherence in your field is not random. It is specific. It is the places where you have been translating yourself, the relationships where you have been performing a smaller version of yourself, the environments where your full spectrum signal has felt too unsafe to transmit, the beliefs you absorbed from people who could not receive your actual frequency and told you it was too much. Every one of these compressions has a location in your field, and every one of them, when released, increases your field's coherence, increases your broadcast power, increases the clarity of the signal the quantum field receives from you. And when the quantum field receives a cleaner signal, it assembles a cleaner reality around it. Let me tell you about Mara. Mara had been working in the same organization for 11 years. She was good at her work, technically excellent, reliable, well regarded by the people who managed her. But she had learned early in her career that the full spectrum version of herself was not welcome in the rooms where she spent her days. She had learned that her instinct to see several layers beneath the surface of any situation made her colleagues uncomfortable. She had learned that her questions, the ones that went to the root of things, that challenged assumptions everyone else seemed to accept without examination, created a particular kind of tension in meetings that always seemed to resolve itself at her expense. So Mara learned to translate. She learned to ask her real questions in ways that sounded like practical concerns. She learned to share her deeper observations only after wrapping them in enough reassuring language that they did not destabilize the people around her. She became very skilled at this. She was promoted. She was trusted. She was, by every external measure, successful. And she was exhausted in a way she could not explain to anyone. Not tired exactly. Exhausted at a cellular level. The kind of exhaustion that sleep does not touch. The kind that has nothing to do with how much you have done, and everything to do with the energy required to maintain a performance that has nothing to do with who you actually are. One evening, Mara was sitting in her car in the parking garage after a meeting that had gone well by every standard measure. The project was approved, her contributions were acknowledged, her translated questions had landed perfectly, and she felt something she had not felt in years. Not sadness, not anger. Something to quiet her and more final than either of those. She felt the specific exhaustion of a person who has become so fluent in a foreign language that she can no longer remember what her native language sounds like. She sat in that parking garage for 40 minutes, and in those 40 minutes, something in her field shifted. Not dramatically, not with fireworks or a mystical experience or a clear vision of what to do next. Just a quiet, cellular decision to stop paying the cost. Not to blow up her life. Not to quit her job the next morning, or announce to anyone that she was done translating. Just to stop, internally, at the quantum level of her own field, maintaining the compression. To let her signal be what it actually was. Over the next several months, things began to change in ways that Mara could not have engineered. The colleague she had been most careful around, the one whose discomfort with her real frequency had been the most consistent source of the compression, was moved to a different team. A project appeared that genuinely required the kind of deep pattern thinking she had been suppressing. A conversation happened almost by accident with someone new to the organization who spoke her native language so naturally that Mara found herself saying things she had not said aloud in years. Mara did not change her strategy. She did not network differently, or update her personal brand, or follow a new set of career advice. What changed was her field. What changed was the frequency she was broadcasting. And the quantum field, reading a cleaner signal, began assembling a cleaner reality around it. This is not a story about career success. It is a story about what happens to the quantum field around you when you stop compressing your signal, when you stop paying the cost of the translation, when you let your aura broadcast what it has been trying to broadcast all along. The right things start finding you. Not because you earned them, not because you finally figured out the right strategy, because your field became coherent enough to call them in. Now let me show you a radiance practice. Because understanding the mechanics of your electromagnetic field is powerful, but it is not enough on its own. The field responds to embodied experience. It responds to what you are actually generating in your body, not what you are thinking about generating. And there is a specific practice that HeartMath researchers have documented as producing measurable increases in heart coherence. In the coherence and power of your electromagnetic broadcast that I want to walk you through right now. This practice is called heart-focused breathing, and I want you to do it with me now, not as a relaxation technique, not as meditation in the conventional sense, but as a conscious act of field calibration, as a deliberate choice to increase the coherence of your broadcast. If you are able to, allow your body to settle into a comfortable position. You do not need to close your eyes if that does not feel right. Just let your body be a little more comfortable than it was a moment ago. Now, bring your attention to the area of your heart, not your anatomical heart specifically, but the center of your chest, the place where you feel things most directly, the place where love and grief and longing and recognition all seem to land first. Place your hand there if that feels right. And as you breathe, imagine that your breath is flowing in and out through that center point, not through your nose or your mouth. Those are just the physical entry points. The breath in this practice is flowing through your heart center, in through the heart, out through the heart. Each breath a little slower than the last. Each breath creating a little more space in that center point. Now, while maintaining that heart-focused breathing, bring to mind something you genuinely appreciate. Not something you think you should appreciate. Not something you are trying to feel grateful for, because you have been told gratitude is important. Something that when you think of it, your body responds with a warmth that is unmistakable. It might be a person. It might be a moment. It might be a place or a piece of music or the particular quality of light at a certain time of day. It does not need to be significant. It just needs to be real. Find that thing and let the feeling of it, the actual felt sensation of genuine appreciation, fill the space in your chest where you have been directing your breath. Feel your field right now. Notice what is radiating, what you are experiencing in this moment, that warmth, that expansion, that quality of something opening in your chest is not just a pleasant feeling. It is a measurable shift in your electromagnetic field. Heart math researchers have documented that this state, heart-focused breathing, combined with a genuine positive emotion, produces what they call heart coherence, a state in which the electrical patterns of your heart become ordered and rhythmic rather than chaotic and irregular. And in this coherent state, your heart's electromagnetic field becomes more powerful, more organized, and more capable of broadcasting a clear signal to the quantum field around you. This is your aura at high coherence. This is what you broadcast when you are not compressing your signal. Feel the difference between this and what your field usually feels like. Notice the quality of expansion. Notice how much space there is in your chest when you are not using that space to maintain a performance. Notice how little effort this takes compared to the sustained effort of translation. This is your natural frequency. This is what has been there all along, beneath the compression. Your light is on. It has always been on. Stay with this feeling for as long as you like. And when you are ready, let us go deeper into what your aura is actually doing when it operates at this level of coherence. Because there is a layer of field mechanics that most people never learn. And it is the layer that explains everything about why some people seem to live in a fundamentally different reality than others. When your electromagnetic field reaches a state of high coherence, when the signal it broadcasts is clean and powerful and aligned with your actual frequency, several things happen simultaneously at the quantum level. First, your field becomes what physicists call a coherent quantum system. In quantum mechanics, coherence describes the state of a system in which its quantum waves are in phase with each other, synchronized, ordered, moving together, rather than randomly. A coherent quantum system behaves very differently from an incoherent one. It has properties that incoherent systems simply do not possess. It can maintain quantum superposition, holding multiple possibilities simultaneously for longer periods. It is more sensitive to subtle information in its environment. It is more capable of non-local effects, influences that operate across space and time in ways that classical physics cannot explain. Your heart, generating a coherent electromagnetic field, is creating a coherent quantum system that extends several feet beyond your body. And this coherent system is capable of rereading and influencing the quantum field around you in ways that an incoherent field simply cannot. Second, A coherent field creates what researchers call entrainment. When two electromagnetic fields come into proximity, the more coherent field tends to pull the less coherent field into synchronization with it. This is a well-documented physical phenomenon. It is why clocks on a wall eventually synchronize their pendulums, why fireflies in a tree begin to flash in unison, why two guitar strings tuned to the same note will cause each other to vibrate when only one is plucked. Coherence is contagious, and your coherent electromagnetic field, when it is broadcasting at full power, will naturally begin to entrain the fields around it. This is why people feel different in the presence of someone whose aura is at high coherence. This is why certain individuals seem to raise the energy of every room they enter. This is why the person you have been thinking of, the one who makes people feel calmer, more alive, more like themselves, is not performing anything. They are simply broadcasting a coherent signal. And that signal is pulling the fields around it into greater order. You have been that person for others. Even in your compressed state, even broadcasting at reduced amplitude, your field has been coherent enough to entrain others in moments of genuine presence. Think of the times someone told you that talking to you changed something for them, that they felt seen by you in a way they rarely felt seen, that there was something about your presence that made them feel more like themselves. That was not your words or your wisdom or your advice. That was your field. That was your electromagnetic signature at high coherence, and training their field into greater order. Imagine what happens when you stop compressing it. Third, and this is the layer that most people never reach in their understanding of their own energy field. A coherent electromagnetic field is capable of what physicists call quantum tunneling. In quantum mechanics, particles in a coherent state can pass through energy barriers that classical physics says should be impenetrable. They do not go around the barrier or over it. They tunnel through it. They appear on the other side without having traversed the space in between. At the level of your personal energy field, quantum tunneling is the mechanism by which a coherent aura can reach possibilities that an incoherent field cannot access. The barriers that feel solid and impenetrable to someone broadcasting an incoherent signal, the invisible walls, the closed doors, the opportunities that always seem to go to someone else, are not solid at the quantum level. They are probability barriers, and a coherent field can tunnel through them. This is the physics of what people experience as synchronicity, as things falling into place, as doors opening without effort, as the right person appearing at exactly the right moment. These are not violations of physical law. They are expressions of it. They are what happens when a coherent quantum system interacts with the probability field of reality. Your aura is that system, and its coherence is not something you have to build from scratch. It is something you have to stop suppressing. Now let us talk about the specific ways that the compression of your signal has been creating incoherence in your field, because this is where the practical work lives. And it is more specific than most energy teachings acknowledge. There are 4 primary sources of field incoherence that I see most consistently in people who are operating on a different frequency than their environment. And I want to walk through each one, not as a diagnosis, but as a map. Because once you can see where the compression is, you can begin to release it. And each release increases your broadcast power. The first source is relational compression. This is the incoherence created by relationships in which you have consistently broadcast a smaller version of yourself. Not necessarily bad relationships, not necessarily relationships with harmful people. Often these are relationships with good, loving people who simply cannot receive your full spectrum signal. People who get uncomfortable when you go too deep, who change the subject when you get too real, who respond to your intensity with a gentle but persistent pressure to be less of whatever you are most fully. Over time, in these relationships, you have learned to pre-compress your signal before transmitting, to edit yourself before speaking, to feel the full frequency of something, and then translate it into something more receivable before sharing it. And this pre-compression, this habit of editing your own field before it reaches the people around you, does not stay in the relationship. It becomes a pattern in the field itself. The release of relational compression does not require ending the relationships. It requires becoming conscious of the editing, noticing the moment before you compress, feeling the full spectrum version of what you are about to say, and making a conscious choice about whether to compress it or not. Sometimes you will still choose to translate. Not every person or context is the right one for your full signal. But when the choice is conscious, it does not create the same incoherence as when it is automatic. A conscious choice to modulate your signal is not compression. It is wisdom. It is only the unconscious, habitual suppression that creates the interference patterns that dim your field. The second source is environmental compression. This is the incoherence created by sustained exposure to environments, workplaces, communities, physical locations that broadcast frequencies fundamentally incompatible with yours. When you spend the majority of your time in an environment that is operating at a frequency that is significantly different from your own, your field is in a constant state of interference management. It is spending enormous energy maintaining its own coherence against the pressure of the dominant environmental frequency. This is the specific exhaustion that sleep does not touch. This is why you can do nothing particularly demanding on a given day and still feel completely depleted by the end of it. You have been spending your field's energy on coherence, maintenance, rather than on broadcasting and creating. The release of environmental compression begins with recognition, with naming to yourself the specific quality of the frequency mismatch you have been managing, not with judgment of the environment. It is broadcasting what it is broadcasting, just as you are, but with clarity about the cost. And then, with small, consistent choices to spend more of your time in environments that do not require coherence. Maintenance. Not necessarily dramatic life changes immediately, but a conscious rebalancing toward the environments and contexts and spaces where your field can broadcast without interference, where you can spend your energy on creation rather than maintenance. The third source is belief compression. This is perhaps the deepest layer and the most powerful one to address. Belief compression is the incoherence created by the beliefs you absorbed from people who could not receive your frequency and told you it was too much. The beliefs that say your signal is too strong, that you are too sensitive, too intense, too much, that the full spectrum version of you is a problem to be managed rather than a gift to be expressed. These beliefs, when held in the field, create a sending wave of self-suppression, a layer of the field that is constantly working against the authentic signal. And because these beliefs were often absorbed early, in childhood, when your field was most porous and most impressionable, they can feel like facts rather than beliefs. They can feel like descriptions of reality rather than choices that were made and can be made. The release of belief compression is not about positive affirmations layered over the top of the belief. It is about finding the belief in the body, the place where the compression lives as a physical sensation, and breathing into it. Using the heart-focused breathing practice we explored earlier to bring coherence into the exact location in your field where the belief is creating interference. Not arguing with the belief, not trying to replace it. Just bringing the coherent signal of your heart into contact with the incoherence of the belief and allowing the more coherent signal to gradually entrain the less coherent one. Your field knows how to do this. You just have to give it the space. The fourth source is temporal compression. This is the incoherence created by spending the majority of your field's energy in the past or the future, rather than in the present moment. Not in the philosophical sense, but in the electromagnetic sense. When your attention, and therefore your field's energy, is consistently directed toward past events or future scenarios, the coherence of your present moment broadcast is significantly reduced. The quantum field reads your present moment signal. It does not read your memories or your plans. It reads what you are radiating right now. And if most of your field's energy is elsewhere, if you are broadcasting the frequency of a past wound or a future fear, then the signal available for present moment creation is a fraction of what it could be. The release of temporal compression is the practice of returning, not forcing yourself to be present through discipline or willpower, but using the heart-focused breathing practice as an anchor. The moment you notice your field's energy has moved into the past or the future, simply bringing your attention back to the center of your chest and breathing through the heart, not as a spiritual practice in the abstract sense, as a practical act of field recalibration, as a choice to bring your full broadcast power into the present moment where the quantum field is actually listening. Feel your field right now. Notice what is radiating. Where is your field's energy right now? Is it here in this moment, fully present and broadcasting at full coherence? Or is some portion of it held in a past event, a past wound, a past version of yourself that you have been carrying longer than it needs to be carried? Is some portion of it projected into a future scenario, a fear that has not happened yet, a hope that has not materialized yet, a version of yourself you are waiting to become before you allow your field to broadcast at full power? Whatever you notice, do not judge it. Just see it. Because seeing it is the beginning of releasing it. And releasing it is the beginning of broadcasting at the full coherence and power that your field is capable of. Your aura has another layer to show you. Now I want to speak to something that the source material for today's transmission touches on with great precision, and that I want to bring into the quantum framework we have been building together. Because it is one of the most important things to understand about the energy field of someone who has been operating on a different frequency. The isolation that comes with operating on a different frequency is real, not as a spiritual trial, not as a test of character, as a quantum phenomenon. When your field is broadcasting at a frequency that falls outside the dominant range of your environment, the natural resonance and entrainment effects that most people experience as social belonging simply do not activate in the same way. The people around you are not rejecting you. Their fields are not resonating with yours in the way that creates the felt sense of being understood, of being met, of being in a room where your native language is spoken. This is not evidence that you are too much. This is evidence that your field is broadcasting at a frequency that has not yet found its resonant community. And here is the quantum truth about that community. It exists, not as a future possibility, as a present quantum reality. The people whose fields are tuned to your frequency, the people who will meet you in your native language without requiring translation, who will feel your full spectrum signal as clarifying rather than destabilizing, who will match your depth with their own depth and your intensity with their own intensity. These people are not somewhere you have to search for. They are in the quantum field right now, entangled with you through the same frequency you share. And as your field becomes more coherent, as you stop compressing your signal and begin broadcasting at your actual frequency, the quantum entanglements that connect you to these people begin to activate. They start appearing, not through strategy, not through networking or searching or trying to find them, through resonance, through the simple quantum fact that when you broadcast your actual frequency at sufficient coherence and amplitude, the fields that are tuned to that frequency will find you. Because the quantum field always brings coherent signals into contact with each other. You have probably already had glimpses of this. The conversation that went 5 levels deeper than small talk within the first 3 minutes. The person who said something in passing that contained a depth the rest of the room completely missed. The book that appeared at exactly the moment you needed it. These are not coincidences. These are quantum resonance events. These are your field, even in its compressed state, broadcasting enough of your authentic frequency to create a resonant connection with another field tuned to the same range. Imagine what becomes possible when you stop compressing the signal. When your field broadcasts your actual frequency at full coherence and amplitude, the resonant connections multiply. The community that has been quantum possible, but not yet quantum actual, begins to materialize. Not all at once, the quantum field works through probability gradients, not instant manifestation, but consistently, in a direction that feels unmistakably like moving toward home. That is the quantum mechanics of finding your people. And it is not something you have to make happen. It is something you have to stop preventing by continuing to broadcast a compressed signal that does not represent your actual frequency. Your light is on. It has always been on. Now let me show you something about the specific quality of field coherence that distinguishes someone who has been chosen, who has been assigned the task of seeing what is not yet there, of bridging between what is and what could be, from the general population of people who are simply broadcasting unconsciously. There is a state of electromagnetic field coherence that heart math researchers describe as global coherence, a state in which the individual's field is not only internally coherent, but is synchronized with the larger electromagnetic fields of the Earth and the broader environment. The Earth itself has an electromagnetic field, and it has a resonant frequency, approximately 7.83 Hertz, known as the Schumann resonance. And researchers have found that individuals in states of high heart coherence show measurable synchronization with this planetary frequency. What this means, in practical terms, is that at the highest levels of field coherence, your personal electromagnetic field is not just broadcasting to the people and situations in your immediate environment. It is entrained with the planetary field. It is part of a larger, coherent system, and the information it is receiving, the signals it is picking up, are not limited to the local frequency range of your immediate environment. This is the quantum mechanics of what it means to receive signals that others cannot detect. This is the physics of seeing patterns where others see chaos. This is the electromagnetic reality of being tuned to frequencies that the people around you are not receiving. When your field reaches sufficient coherence to synchronize with the planetary electromagnetic field, you are receiving information from a much wider bandwidth than the people around you. You are sensing trends before they manifest. You are feeling the shape of things that have not yet taken form. You are aware of possibilities that are quantum real, but not yet classically actual. And this awareness, this reception of signals from beyond the local frequency range, is what creates the specific experience of knowing things you have no conventional way of knowing, of feeling called toward purposes that make no logical sense, of seeing what is trying to emerge before it has emerged. This is not mystical. This is what happens when your electromagnetic field is coherent enough to synchronize with the planetary field. And it comes with a responsibility that is worth being honest about. When you are receiving signals from a wider bandwidth than the people around you, you have information they do not have access to, and information that others cannot receive can be profoundly isolating if you do not have the context to understand where it is coming from. It can feel like being burdened with a knowing that no one around you can confirm, like being responsible for something you cannot yet name, like carrying a weight that has no obvious source. This is not a burden. This is your field doing what it is designed to do. And the path through the isolation is not to suppress the reception, which is what most people in this situation have tried, and which is what creates the deepest and most exhausting form of field compression. The path through is to increase the coherence of your field to the point where you can hold the wider bandwidth reception without it destabilizing you, to become a stable enough transmitter that the signals you are receiving can flow through you cleanly and be expressed in the world rather than accumulating in your field as undischarged energy. This is the difference between someone who carries the weight of what they sense and someone who transmits it, between someone who is overwhelmed by their own reception and someone who has learned to be a clear channel for it. The practice is always the same. Heart coherence, field stability, the willingness to broadcast your actual frequency without compression, and the trust that the quantum field reading your coherent signal will assemble around you exactly the people and situations and opportunities that your signal is calling in. Feel your field right now. Notice what is radiating. What are you receiving right now that you have been trying not to receive? What signal has been coming in at the edges of your awareness that you have been dismissing as too much, too impractical, too hard to explain to anyone? What knowing have you been sitting with that you have not yet allowed yourself to act on because it does not fit the conventional frequency of the world around you? Your field is trying to tell you something, and it has been trying to tell you for longer than you realize. Now I want to speak directly to where you are in this moment, because I think you are here, watching this, listening to this for a specific reason, not randomly, not because the algorithm happened to surface this video and you had nothing better to do. You are here because something in your field recognized something in this transmission. Because the frequency of what we are exploring together is close enough to your own frequency that your field registered it as resonant. And that resonance is information. It is your field telling you that the concepts we are exploring, the electromagnetic reality of your aura, the quantum mechanics of your broadcast, the specific ways that compressing your signal has been creating incoherence in your field, the possibility of broadcasting at full coherence and amplitude. These are not abstract ideas for you. They are descriptions of your actual experience. They are the quantum framework that explains what you have been living through. The years of not quite fitting. The exhaustion of the translation. The moments of genuine resonance that felt like coming home. The knowing that something is trying to emerge through you that does not yet have language. The sense that you are on the edge of something, that the shift you have been feeling in your field is not the beginning of another cycle of trying and failing, but the beginning of something genuinely different. You are not imagining that. Your field is at an inflection point. An inflection point in an electromagnetic field is the moment when the coherence of the field crosses a threshold, when the signal becomes clear enough, powerful enough, and aligned enough with the authentic source frequency that the quantum field's response shifts from resistance to resonance. Below the threshold, you are pushing against the probability barriers. At the threshold, you begin to tunnel through them. Above the threshold, the barriers dissolve because your field is broadcasting at the frequency that the quantum field has been waiting to receive from you. You are at the threshold, and the question is not whether you are capable of crossing it. You are. The question is not whether you deserve to cross it. You do. The question is whether you are finally willing to stop compressing the signal that will carry you across. Let me show you what crossing the threshold actually looks like in practice. Because the Hollywood version, the dramatic awakening, the sudden transformation, the mountaintop moment of clarity followed by a life of permanent radiance is not what actually happens. And the gap between the Hollywood version and the actual experience is one of the most significant sources of field incoherence I see in people who are at exactly the stage you are at. What actually happens when your field crosses the threshold is subtle. It is the moment in a conversation when you say the thing you would usually have edited, and instead of the discomfort you expected, you see recognition in the other person's eyes. It is the decision to stop pursuing the opportunity that looks right on paper but feels wrong in your field, and the unexpected relief that follows. It is the morning when you wake up and notice that the low-grade static that has been in your field for years is a little quieter than it was the day before. It is the situation that would have previously sent your nervous system into a full coherence collapse that you navigate with a steadiness that surprises you. These are not dramatic. They do not look like transformation from the outside, but at the level of your electromagnetic field, they are enormous. Each one is a moment of increased coherence. Each one is your field broadcasting a slightly cleaner signal. Each one is the quantum field receiving a slightly clearer frequency from you and beginning to assemble a slightly more aligned reality around it. And these small moments of increased coherence compound. They build on each other. The field that is slightly more coherent today is more capable of maintaining coherence tomorrow. The signal that is slightly cleaner today is more capable of calling in resonant connections tomorrow. This is not a linear process. It does not progress smoothly from compressed to coherent in an orderly sequence. There will be days when the old compression patterns reassert themselves strongly, when the familiar exhaustion returns, when the voices that told you your signal was too much feel louder than the knowing that it is not, when the gap between who you know yourself to be and what your field is broadcasting feels as wide as it ever was. These are not setbacks. These are the field's natural oscillation between coherence and incoherence as it releases the old patterns. Think of it like a river that has been dammed for years. When the dam begins to release, the water does not flow smoothly and evenly from the first moment. There is turbulence. There is backflow. There are eddies and currents that seem to be moving in the wrong direction. But the overall movement, the direction of the river's energy, is toward flow, and each release of turbulence is the field releasing compression, not returning to it. Trust the direction. Even on the days when it does not feel like progress. Even on the days when the compression feels as solid as it ever did. Your field is moving toward coherence. Your light is on. It has always been on. Now let me give you a deeper radiance practice, one that works directly with the specific layer of field compression that is most relevant to where you are right now. This practice is called signal clarification, and it is designed to address belief compression, the layer of incoherence created by the beliefs you absorbed about your own signal being too much. Begin with the heart-focused breathing we practiced earlier. Bring your attention to the center of your chest. Let your breath flow in and out through that center point. let your body settle. Now, from this heart-centered place, bring to mind the most recent moment when you compressed your signal. The most recent moment when you felt the full spectrum version of something, a knowing, an observation, an emotion, an impulse, and then edited it before expressing it. Do not judge the moment. Just find it. See it clearly. Now, in your heart center, feel the full spectrum version of what you edited. Not what you said or did. What you actually felt and knew and wanted to express before the compression happened. Let yourself feel the full frequency of it without the translation, without the cushioning, without the editing. Notice what happens in your field when you let yourself feel it without compression. Notice the difference in your electromagnetic signal between the compressed version and the full spectrum version. Now, still breathing through your heart center, ask yourself this question, not with your thinking mind, with your field, with the electromagnetic intelligence of your heart. What would it cost me to broadcast this without compression? And then listen, not for a verbal answer, for a felt sense, for the location in your body where the cost is being held, where the belief that your signal is too much lives as a physical sensation. Find it and breathe into it, not to change it or fix it or argue with it, just to bring the coherent signal of your heart into contact with it, to let the more coherent signal entrain the less coherent one, to let the warmth and power and genuine frequency of your heart center begin to dissolve the standing wave of self-suppression that has been living in that location in your field. Stay with this for as long as it needs. And when you feel a shift, even a small one, even just a slight softening in the place where the compression was living, acknowledge it, not with dramatic celebration, just with a quiet recognition. That was your field releasing compression. That was your signal becoming cleaner. That was your broadcast power increasing by exactly the amount that was being used to maintain that particular suppression. Feel your field right now. Notice what is radiating. That is your aura at greater coherence. That is what the quantum field receives when you stop compressing your signal. That is what the right people, the right opportunities, the right doors will find when they come into range of your broadcast. Your aura knows. Your light is on. Now I want to speak to something that I know is alive in your field right now, because it is she in the field of everyone who is at the threshold you are at. And it is important to address it directly, because if it is not addressed, it will become a source of compression rather than a source of clarity. It is the question of what comes next. You have been feeling the pull toward something you cannot yet name, something that your field knows is yours, but that has not yet taken a form you can describe to anyone else. Something that makes no logical sense when you try to explain it, but feels more real than most of the things that do make logical sense. And you have been trying to figure out what it is, to define it, to turn it into a plan, to translate it into a form that the world will recognize and validate. And it has not been working. Not because the thing is not real, not because your field is wrong about it, but because what is trying to emerge through you does not yet fit into the containers that currently exist. It is going to require new containers, new language, new ways of being that do not yet have names in the world you currently inhabit. And the most important thing you can do right now is not to figure out what it is. It is to protect the space where it can emerge. This is a quantum principle. In quantum mechanics, a possibility that is observed, measured, defined, collapsed into a specific state, loses its quantum nature. It becomes classical, fixed, limited to the single state it was observed in. But a possibility that is held in superposition, that is protected from premature definition, allowed to remain in the quantum state of multiple simultaneous possibilities, retains its quantum nature, retains its full range of potential, can collapse when the time is right into exactly the form that is most aligned with the frequency that called it into being. What is trying to emerge through you is a quantum possibility. And your job right now is not to define it, but to protect its quantum nature, to resist the pressure from yourself and from others, to turn it into a plan before it is ready, to allow it to remain in the fertile, uncomfortable, uncertain state of not yet knowing, while your field builds the coherence required to hold it when it does emerge. This means saying no to things that seem fine, but feel wrong. Not because you are being precious, or difficult, or unrealistic, because your field knows the difference between what is aligned and what is not. And spending your field's energy on what is not aligned is the most direct way to delay the emergence of what is. This means disappointing people who expect you to stay who you were. Not with cruelty, not with drama, but with the quiet, steady certainty of someone who knows that the version of themselves that fit the expectations of others was always a translation. And the translation is no longer serving anyone. This means sitting with the discomfort of not knowing while everyone around you seems certain about everything. Not as a spiritual practice in the abstract sense, as a practical act of field coherence maintenance. Because the discomfort of not knowing is infinitely less costly to your field than the compression of premature definition. The fertile void is where new forms are conceived, and your field, in its coherent state, is fully capable of holding the fertile void without collapsing it prematurely. Trust your field. It knows what it is doing. Your aura knows. Let me speak now to the community that is forming around this frequency, because one of the most powerful amplifiers of an individual electromagnetic field is resonant community. A group of people whose fields are operating at similar frequencies, whose combined coherence creates a collective field that is greater than the sum of its individual parts. The Heart Math Institute has documented this phenomenon in what they call social coherence, the measurable effect of a group of individuals in heart-coherent states on the collective electromagnetic field. When multiple people achieve heart coherence simultaneously, their individual fields begin to entrain with each other, creating a collective coherent field that extends far beyond the range of any individual field alone. And this collective coherent field has measurable effects on the quantum probability field around it. Effects that individual fields, however coherent, cannot produce alone. This is the quantum mechanics of why your people matter. Not just for the felt sense of belonging and being understood. Not just for the relief of speaking your native language without translation, but for the literal amplification of your individual fields, power, and coherence that happens when it is in resonant contact with other fields tuned to the same frequency. The community that is forming around this frequency, the people who are watching this, listening to this, feeling their own fields, responding to what we are exploring together, is not just a collection of individuals who share an interest. It is a collective electromagnetic field. And the coherence of that collective field is a function of the coherence of the individual fields that compose it, which means that every time you practice heart coherence, you are not just increasing your own broadcast power. You are contributing to the coherence of the collective field. Every time you release a layer of compression, you are not just clarifying your own signal. You are raising the average coherence of the community field. Every time you choose to broadcast your actual frequency rather than a translated version of it, you are not just serving your own evolution. You are serving the evolution of every field that is entangled with yours through the resonance of this shared frequency. This is why the work matters beyond the personal. This is why choosing your own coherence is not a selfish act. This is why stopping the compression is not just about your own liberation. When you broadcast your actual frequency at full coherence, you create permission for others to do the same. Your coherent field entrains the fields around it. Your willingness to speak your native language without translation makes it safer for others to speak theirs. Your decision to stop performing and start transmitting is not just a personal choice. It is a contribution to the collective field of everyone whose frequency resonates with yours. You are not doing this for yourself alone. You never were. So here is the question I want to leave in your field as we move toward the integration of everything we have explored today. If you knew with the certainty of measurable physics, with the precision of quantum mechanics, with the warmth of someone who can see your electromagnetic field clearly, that your authentic signal, broadcast at full coherence and amplitude, was exactly what the quantum field has been waiting to receive from you, what would you stop compressing? Not as a rhetorical question, as a felt inquiry, as something you bring into your heart center and breathe into, as something you let your field answer rather than your thinking mind. What would you suck translating? What would you suck editing before it reaches the people around you? What would you allow to be full spectrum rather than compressed? What would you say if you knew that the people who were meant to receive it would receive it, and the people who found it too much were never meant to receive it, and that this was not a problem, but a function of your field's natural coherence? Feel your field right now. Notice what is radiating. And let me tell you what I see. I see a field that has been broadcasting at partial power for a very long time. A field that has learned to compress its signal for the comfort of environments that were not built to receive it. A field that has been paying the cost of translation for so long that the cost itself has become invisible, absorbed into the background radiation of ordinary life, accepted as simply the way things are. And I see a field that is at the threshold, a field whose coherence has been building through every moment of choosing truth over performance through every moment of feeling the full spectrum version of something, even when you did not express it. Through every moment of recognizing your own frequency in someone else's signal, to the point where the compression is becoming physically impossible to maintain. Your body is rejecting the performance. Your field is withdrawing its energy from what is not aligned. And this feels, from the inside, like falling apart, like losing your grip on the structures that have organized your life, like the comfortable certainties you have been depending on are dissolving without anything solid to replace them. But this is not falling apart. This is your field reaching sufficient coherence to begin releasing the compression. This is your electromagnetic signal clarifying. This is the beginning of broadcasting at the frequency you were always meant to transmit. And what comes next? What the quantum field assembles around a signal, this coherent, this clear, this finally aligned with its actual source frequency, is not what you have been trying to create through effort and strategy and the sustained performance of a self that was never fully yours. What comes next is what has always been quantum possible for you, but could not collapse into your reality because your field was broadcasting at the wrong frequency. The right people, the resonant community, the opportunities that fit your actual frequency rather than your translated version of it. The work that does not require you to spend your field's energy on coherence maintenance because it is already aligned. The relationships in which you do not translate a single word. The life that is built around your actual signal rather than around the performance of it. This is not a fantasy. This is the quantum mechanics of what happens when a coherent field broadcasts its authentic frequency. This is what the quantum field has been waiting to assemble around you. This is what your aura has been trying to tell you. And it has been trying to tell you everything. Let me give you the integration principle for today, because everything we have explored needs a point of embodied simplicity that your field can carry forward from this transmission into your daily life. A single truth that, when you return to it, recalibrates your broadcast. Here it is. What you radiate, reality assembles around. Not what you want, not what you think you deserve, not what you are working toward, what you actually radiate. The electromagnetic signal your heart is broadcasting right now. And the most powerful thing you can do, the single most effective act of conscious creation available to you, is to stop compressing that signal and let your field broadcast your actual frequency. not because you should, not because it is the right spiritual practice, because that is what you are. You are a radiating field of quantum energy. You have been radiating your entire life. Most of it you never chose. The compression was not your fault. The translation was not weakness. The years of feeling like you did not belong were not evidence of your brokenness. They were evidence of your frequency, of a signal that was different enough from the dominant frequency of your environment to create interference, and coherent enough to survive that interference without losing its essential nature. You never stopped glowing. You just forgot to look. And today, in this transmission, something shifted in your field. Something that was compressed loosened slightly. Something that was incoherent moved toward coherence. Something that was broadcasting the frequency of not quite belonging began to broadcast the frequency of arriving. That is not imagination. That is your electromagnetic signature. That is your aura, finally beginning to transmit at the frequency it was always meant to reach. Feel your field right now. Notice what is radiating. Your aura is active. Your light is conscious. Your signal is becoming clear. And the quantum field is reading every bit of it. If this transmission is one you want to return to, and the field responds beautifully when you revisit it during morning stillness, before the day's frequencies crowd in, or in the quiet before sleep, when your aura is most receptive and the signal lands deepest, let yourself come back to it then. And if someone in your life is carrying that particular exhaustion, the weight of translating themselves for a world that cannot quite receive them, consider sending them this. When a coherent signal reaches a field that is ready for it, something activates. Their awareness of their own light begins to stir. And two fields, recognizing each other across the same frequency, strengthens both, contributing to the collective luminosity we are building here together. So tell me in the comments, what compressed? What loosened? What did your field recognize in what we explored today? What are you going to stop translating? And I want to ask you something more personal. Have you ever felt your own warmth turn up in a room? Felt someone drawn to your field before you said a word? Or noticed a moment when your energy shifted and everything around you seemed to shift with it? Share that below. Your experience is part of this collective field, and I genuinely want to hear it. And if you know someone whose field is at the threshold, someone who has been operating on a different frequency in an environment that cannot match it. Someone who is exhausted by the translation. Someone who is feeling the pull toward something they cannot yet name. Send them this transmission. Not because you think they need to watch a video, because their field is ready for this frequency. And sometimes, all it takes for a field to cross the threshold is contact with another field that is broadcasting from the other side of it. Your light is not just for you. It never was. Shine it. Not because you should, because that is what you are. You are a radiant field of quantum energy. You have been glowing your entire life. The compression was never the truth of you. The translation was never the truth of you. The exhaustion of performing a smaller version of yourself was never the truth of you. The truth of you is the full spectrum signal. The truth of you is the frequency that certain people have always been able to feel before you said anything. The truth of you is the electromagnetic signature that has survived years of compression without losing its essential nature. The truth of you is the aura that has been broadcasting your actual frequency, even when you were trying to suppress it. The truth of you is the light that has been on this whole time, and now you know it. Welcome to your own light. Your aura is active. Your signal is clear. Your field is broadcasting. And the quantum field is listening. It has always been listening. It has always been ready to assemble reality around the frequency you were always meant to transmit. Now transmit it.